Hello again. We are back for day 11 of Advent of Code. Now it's going to be ChatGPT solving the cosmic expansion problem. So I will, as usual, take the problem description, put it here. Please solve the following problem. Input file is attached. Right, and now take the input file and we will give it to ChatGPT. So let's see how it handles this problem. Analyzing. So it seems that it's gonna really expand the rows by adding additional rows and additional columns, which is kind of problematic in case, like, it should be fine in this problem because the map is not that large. But if it's gonna be expanding for the second part of the problem with 1 million expansion, that's gonna be problematic. Right, so it's calculating now the shorter distances, the real distances between the galaxies. Okay, so it's doing Freud-Warshall for some reason, even though it's not really that necessary in this case because the distances can be calculated just by getting the difference between x and y's. So there is no real point in doing Freud-Warshall. So it's using now Dijkstra, but again, unnecessary. Like the distance doesn't change if you go on like directly or some jagged line. It's still gonna be the same distance because we have the map is just 2D grid, so there's no reason going different way. It's always gonna be the same distance. So this is complete overkill for this problem. And it is clear because the computation is taking its time as well. So my guess is this is going to time out and we will not have the solution. Yeah, exactly. Okay, that seems promising. Exactly, Manhattan distance, that's what we need. So it's now using the absolute difference, which is what we were shooting for. But the number seems, is it correct? It's too high. That is way too high. Yeah, it should be less. So something didn't go well there. So there's something wrong with the way it adjusted the grid, I think. But no, it's not the problem of the Manhattan distance. No. Unfortunately, it's trying to just use overkill solutions to solve this, but the result was indeed incorrect, so like technically this looks okay, This looks like a reasonable solution, but somehow the original expansion here was not correct. So what I can do, what I can do, I can stop this because this doesn't lead anywhere. So I can So let's just give it a hint to see if it made some mistake there. Okay. It got frozen, it seems. Yeah, this doesn't do anything so far. So I would like to understand what went wrong here, but Oh, okay. Now we're talking. And this is the correct solution. All right, so now it figured out the proper solution. There was something wrong with the expansion somehow. And even the fact that it found a lot more galaxies, I think. Yeah, so it found originally 1,812 galaxies instead of the 453 that found now. So somehow it duplicated rows and columns with galaxies and created new ones, which definitely was not intended. So good, we have the solution for part 1. So congratulations. Okay, let's put in the part 2 of the problem. We'll see what it does now. Yes, exactly. It cannot expand due to memory and computation constraints. So now it will not generate the map. Yeah, that seems very promising. This seems like the right approach. So it's gonna calculate additional row distance, so number of empty rows, and then multiply it by 999,000. So it seems that this could work. This could actually work. It seems that it's not completing yet, so not sure what's going on, but this seems like the correct solution. So, where do we have it? I think this is correct. This is what it's supposed to be. But no result so far. That's a little bit concerning. Because the calculation should be as fast as the previous one, just different. Huh. Okay. Not sure about this. It's doing some weird pre-calculation, which shouldn't be needed. Okay. Okay, and it timed out. Oh no. So I would like to try this once more, just to see if it's gonna be more lucky this time. So once again, calculating the distance, sum of empty rows. Yes, this makes complete sense. Yeah, so this should be fine. I think this should work, but somehow it gets stuck calculating this. I'm not completely sure why, but it's, even though the code seems reasonable and it shouldn't take too long to calculate. Right, I really don't see any, like, anything that could get stuck here. And the result is this, which is, yeah, it seems too high. Ah, so maybe it was using the expanded version of the map? That could be a problem. Let's see. But the logic itself is sound. So if you're not counting some really basic problem there that is hidden somewhere, it did solve the problem, even though the result is not correct. And like there isn't some hidden bug that prevents it from solving it properly. So we'll give it just one more chance to calculate this, but I guess if it doesn't, then I will have to give up and say that it did not solve the actual problem, so it didn't give us the right result, even though the algorithm to solve it was correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just a different way of putting the same thing. So I don't see if that could matter in any way. I think it will time out the same way as the previous one. So yeah, even though this problem was relatively easy to solve by hand, ChatGPT does have problems here. So I guess even though it did solve the first part of the problem, it was quite problematic and it needed help. And now it's doing the wrong calculation for some reason, which I'm not able to see here, but apparently something is hidden there that's causing it to calculate for a long time plus incorrectly. So anyways, we tried, and so ChatGPT did not have the best time today, but it did solve the first part of the problem with a small hint. So I guess it can be counted as a small success at least. And yeah, I think we will see how it fares with day 12 of Advent of Code. So I thank you very much for joining. If you want to get notified about future videos, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Keep coding. Bye bye.